Welcome back. Speed demons, noise purists, and those of you who still believe that motorcycling should be a little bit terrifying, to Chrono Wheels. If you're here for sensible advice, you're in the wrong place. We're here to talk about the machines built to give your accountant an anxiety attack. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Motorcycling used to be an act of rebellion. It wasn't about safety ratings or finance deals. It was a raw, visceral fight between you and the machine. That era was defined by the scent of pre-mix and the sound, that glorious, aggressive, high-pitched shriek that honestly felt like tearing a hole in the fabric of space. And the undisputed king of that screaming symphony was the Aprilia 250 rupees. It wasn't a road bike. It was a thinly disguised GP weapon, a razor blade on wheels. A lightweight, terrifyingly focused giant killer that lived to make leader bike riders question their life choices. Its philosophy was beautifully simple and utterly deranged. Absolute, uncompromising performance. NEN-THE, death of the scream and the rise of the sensible. NBUT then. The world got boring. Emissions laws, corporate lawyers, and a general demand for user-friendly machines came along, and they didn't just kill the two-stroke. They suffocated the very soul of the middleweight class. It turned from a lightweight battlefield into a segment of sensible, reliable commuters. Don't get me wrong, bikes like the phenomenal Yamaha R7 are fantastic. They've got that punchy, reliable CP2 engine. They're torquey. They're easy to live with. They're great motorcycles, but let's be honest, they aren't weapons. They don't make you feel a tingle of fear. They're sensible. And if you're watching Chrono Wheels, you know how I feel about sensible, NNFOR years. I know many of you, have been asking, what if? What if the company that still stamps the motto, "Be a racer" on its soul finally said, enough is enough? What if they resurrected that glorious, antisocial two-stroke spirit, even if they couldn't bring back the engine itself? Well, folks, stop asking. The what if is over. Aprilia hasn't just built a new bike, they've thrown down a gauntlet. They have unleashed a machine so laser-focused, so pure, and so utterly disrespectful to the modern status quo that I can only see it as a declaration of war on compromise. And this is my personal take, and I'm telling you, the 2026 Aprilia 250 rupees Tributo is here. And it is not here to compete with the Yamaha R7. It is here to make the R7 feel like a child's toy. The V-twin Corsa. Two-stroke soul. Four-stroke muscle. You cannot bring back a legend without first resurrecting its heart. The original 250 rupees was defined by its vicious, high-strung, two-stroke V-twin. Recreating that engine today is a legal impossibility. So Aprilia's engineers, those absolute mad scientists said Nawale, asked a better question. How do we create a modern engine that delivers the same specific output, the same lightweight insanity, and that same explosive, terrifying top-end power band? NNTHE answer is, quite frankly, a modern engineering masterpiece, the all-new V-twin Corsa 499. This isn't some sleeved-down V4 or a bored-out commuter twin. This is a clean-sheet design, a 499cc, liquid-cooled, 90-degree V-twin, born directly from their decades of pure Moto3 and Moto2 racing experience. You won't find this engine in any other Aprilia. It is special. Let's dive into the stats that get my blood pumping. The internals are pure, unadulterated exotica, titanium valves, forged aluminum pistons, DLC-coated components, and a ridiculous, almost screaming, 14,000 RPM redline. The payoff? This sub-500cc heart pumps out an utterly astonishing 85 horsepower. That is a specific output of 170 horsepower per liter. For perspective, that's a number that puts it shoulder to shoulder with the mighty Ducati Panigale V2 Superbike. NNBUT, here is the stroke of true genius, the mechanical nod to its two-stroke ancestry. This engine is deliberately peaky. Below 9,000 RPM, it's a friendly, albeit responsive, twin. But the moment that touch needle sweeps past that 9K mark, the variable length intake funnels violently snap to attention, the exhaust valve opens wide, and the bike unleashes a savage top-end rush. It is the hit of a two-stroke. It's a Jekyll and Hyde engine that absolutely demands and rewards you riding it like you stole it. In NTHE war on weight, chassis and handling NIF power was half the RS250's legacy, the other half, the critical half, was the handling. The original was a masterpiece of chassis design. The Tributo doesn't just replicate it, it elevates it to a new art form. This is not a budget-conscious steel frame. Look at it. It is a MotoGP-derived, polished aluminum twin-spar frame. It's painstakingly welded by hand, unbelievably light, and gives the kind of razor-sharp rigidity and feedback that simply doesn't exist in this engine class anymore. The engine is a stressed member, further reducing weight and enhancing stiffness. And that swing arm, the iconic, beautiful, asymmetrical, banana, gull-wing swing arm returns. This isn't just a styling cue. That beautifully brushed aluminum piece is a complex engineering solution that allows the entire exhaust to be tucked up high and tight, centralizing mass and providing maximum cornering clearance. It's a piece of kinetic sculpture. This entire package is Aprilia's war on weight. The subframe is a single piece of load-bearing carbon fiber. The battery is a lithium-ion featherweight. The wheels are the absolute lightest forged aluminum Marchesini hoops money can buy. The final, verified wet weight with a full tank of fuel? A staggering 169 kilograms, 372 pounds. That is a gut punch to the competition. It is nearly 20 kilos lighter than its primary rival, the Yamaha R7. 20 kilos, NTHE calculated insult. Components that shouldn't be there. This is the point where the Tributo separates itself from the budget-friendly middleweights and reclaims its title as a true premium weapon. Aprilia looked at the basic, non-adjustable suspension and the floating calipers on the competition and delivered what I can only describe as a calculated insult to sensible engineering. NTHE suspension is not adequate. It is superbike level. The Tributo is armed with a full Öhlins package, front and back. Up front, 43mm Öhlins NIX30 inverted forks, fully adjustable for every single metric. Out back, a glorious fully adjustable Öhlins TTX36 monoshock, controlling that gorgeous swing arm and the brakes. They are not adequate. They are Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers, clamping down on huge 320mm dual discs. This is the exact same braking hardware found on 200 horsepower superbikes, mounted on a machine that weighs 169 kilograms. The stopping power isn't just strong. It's violent, precise, and utterly fade-proof. Paired with a Brembo radial master cylinder, the feel must be absolutely telepathic. This machine isn't a middleweight. It's a Supersport Lightweight, and it has arrived armed for war. NTHE Digital Shield, full-fat APRC NTHE. Original RS250's electronics package was literally your right wrist, period. The 2026 Tributo brings that uncompromising attitude screaming into the 21st century with the full, unfiltered APRC, Aprilia Performance Ride Control, suite ripped directly from the RSV4N. This is not a beginner's system. This is a full-fat 6-axis IMU-powered suite, including NNATC, Aprilia Traction Control, 8 levels of predictive, track-ready logic, NAWC, Aprilia Wheelie Control, 3 levels, vital for managing that explosive top-end power, NAEM, Aprilia Engine Map, 3 maps, including a dedicated Tributo mode that aggressively sharp-it is a stunning full-color TFT. And yes, the bodywork integrates subtle. It's a digital safety net, but one designed to allow the purist to ride faster, not just safer. NNTHE Confrontation, Track Day Humiliation NSO. The stage is set. The 2026 Aprilia 250 rupees Tributo versus the benchmark, the sensible Yamaha R7 NN look. The R7 is a great street bike. Its CP2 engine is wonderful for low-end traffic, it's affordable, and it's a blast on a back road. If your commute is terrible, the R7 is the smarter choice. NNBUT. This is not a comparison of commuters, this is a comparison of purpose. The R7 is a street bike dressed like a sport bike. The 250 rupees Tributo is a race bike barely, grudgingly civilized for the street. Let's put them on a racetrack and watch the inevitable humiliation into turn 1. The 250 rupees, with its 19 kilograms weight advantage and the Brembo Stylema calipers, will be able to outbrake the R7 from a distance that is frankly embarrassing. It will stop on a dime and carry its speed deeper, mid-corner. The R7, with its basic suspension and heavier chassis, will be wallowing, struggling for grip and feedback. The 250 rupees, riding on its Öhlins and its MotoGP-derived chassis, will be locked onto its line, carrying a corner speed that is easily 20 to 30 kilometers per hour faster. It's not a contest, it's a demonstration. End corner exit. The R7's torque gives it a good initial grunt. But the moment the RS250's touch hits 9,000 RPM, it unleashes that 85 horsepower, and combined with its featherlight chassis, it will simply vanish into the distance, leaving the R7 rider shaking their head. NNTHE verdict: the R7 is a sport bike. The 250 rupees Tributo is a supersport. It doesn't just beat the R7, it exposes it for what it is: a sensible, comfortable commuter wearing a tracksuit. NNTHE 2026, Aprilia 250 rupees Tributo will not be cheap. It will not be comfortable. Its engine will demand to be absolutely thrashed. It is a demanding, uncompromising, and highly specialized machine, and that is what makes it a triumph. And Aprilia has not just built a new motorcycle. They have resurrected a philosophy. They have reminded the world that be a racer is not just a slogan, it is a code of conduct. They have built a machine for the purists, the track day addicts, and for everyone who remembers a time when motorcycles were beautifully, wonderfully dangerous. NNTHE legend is back, and it's angrier than ever. This is a machine built from pure passion, not corporate spreadsheets. What are your thoughts? Is the 2026 Aprilia 250 rupees Tributo the lightweight supersport you've been dreaming of? Or is it an uncompromising, track-focused relic in a world that has moved on? Let us know your verdict in the comments below. In NIF, you believe in the spirit of the giant killer. Then support Chrono Wheels by annihilating that like button, subscribing, and arming that notification bell. Until next time, ride with passion, chase the 14,000 RPM red line, and never, ever compromise.